What if the most profound transformation of your entire life doesn't arrive with a warning? No dramatic breakdown, no obvious sign, no moment you could point to afterward and say, "There, that's where everything changed." What if it arrives quietly, like a door closing somewhere deep inside you, and the only thing that tells you something has shifted is that you suddenly stop being who you used to be? Stay with me, because what Carl Jung discovered about the human psyche's capacity for radical transformation will completely reframe everything you thought you understood about change, about pain, and about the person you are slowly, invisibly becoming. Most people think transformation looks like a decision. They imagine someone hitting rock bottom, standing up, choosing differently. They picture a moment of clarity, cinematic and clean, before and after, broken and healed, lost and found. But Jung saw something far more complex, far more unsettling and far more true. He called it enantiodromia, the principle that things pushed to their extreme inevitably become their opposite, not through effort, not through willpower, but through a process so deep it happens beneath the threshold of conscious awareness. You don't decide to change, the change decides you. And by the time you notice it, it's already irreversible. This is the life shift no one sees coming, not even the person living it. Not physical tiredness, not burnout in the way the word gets used carelessly on social media. Something older than that, something that settles into the bones like weather. Jung described this as the first signal of what he called psychic reorganization, the moment the unconscious mind begins demanding a reckoning the conscious mind hasn't yet agreed to. You wake up and everything is technically fine. Your life, from the outside, looks exactly as it always has, and yet something inside you has quietly begun refusing. Refusing to pretend, refusing to perform, refusing to keep pouring energy into directions that no longer hold meaning. You don't know why. That's the part that frightens most people. There is no clean reason. Nothing catastrophic has happened. Nothing you could explain to someone else without sounding ungrateful, dramatic, lost. But you are not lost. Jung was precise about this. This exhaustion, this particular nameless heaviness, is not a symptom of weakness. It is the first evidence of intelligence. Your psyche recognizing, before your conscious mind will admit it, that something fundamental needs to end so something essential can begin. The life shift has already started. You just don't have language for it yet. This is the moment that unsettles people most deeply, and it's the one nobody warns you about. The things that used to matter stop mattering. Not gradually, not through conscious re-evaluation, but suddenly and completely, as though someone turned off a frequency you'd been tuned to your entire life. Goals you spent years chasing feel strangely hollow. Relationships that once felt necessary now feel optional. Ambitions that defined you dissolve without drama, without grief, without a single clear reason. And in their place are nothing obvious, just silence and a kind of spaciousness that feels uncomfortably close to emptiness. Jung called this the void of transition, the psychological interval between who you were and who you are becoming. He understood that this silence is not depression, though it can feel indistinguishable from it. It is not failure, though the world will rush to name it that. It is the necessary pause between one version of yourself and the next. The held breath before the first word of a sentence you've never spoken before. Most people cannot tolerate this silence. They rush to fill it, with noise, with new goals, with the frantic reconstruction of an old identity that no longer fits. They mistake the void for a problem to be solved, rather than a process to be endured. But the ones who stay in the silence, the ones who resist the urge to explain it, fix it, escape it, those are the ones Jung watched transform completely, because what comes after the silence changes everything. This is where the shift becomes undeniable. Suddenly you are pulled toward things that make no rational sense, a different kind of life, a different quality of presence, deeper conversations, more space, less performance. You find yourself unable to tolerate what you once accepted without question. The relationships built on convenience, the roles you played for other people's comfort, the version of yourself you maintained because it was easier than explaining the real one. Jung called this the return of the authentic self, the emergence of what was always there beneath the accommodations, beneath the conditioning, beneath the years of becoming what the world needed you to be instead of what you actually are. And here is what Jung discovered that almost no one understands. This pulling toward authenticity, this irrational, inconvenient, often socially awkward gravitational force toward your real life, is not a midlife crisis. It is not selfishness. It is not instability. It is the psyche completing its most essential work. The shift is not pulling you apart. It is pulling you together, for the first time fully. Here is the cruelest part of this process, and Jung documented it with extraordinary clarity. The people closest to you will not recognize what is happening. They will see the external symptoms, your withdrawal, your changing priorities, your growing refusal to be who you were, and they will interpret it as loss, as damage, as something that needs to be corrected or reversed. They will call it a phase. They will tell you you're overthinking. They will suggest you're running from something rather than toward something. Some of them will take it personally, as though your transformation is a verdict on them, and you, still mid-shift, still unable to fully articulate what is happening inside you, will find yourself caught between the pull of your becoming and the gravity of everyone's expectations. Jung called this the loneliness of individuation, the specific solitude that comes from changing in ways that cannot yet be explained, in directions that cannot yet be shown, toward a self that does not yet fully exist, but can already be felt. This loneliness is not a sign that you are wrong. It is a sign that you are ahead, that you are living something real before you have the words for it, before others have the eyes for it, before the world has made room for the person you are becoming. Not in a revelation, not in a single dramatic awakening. In a conversation where you realize midway through that you're no longer willing to lie about what you need. In a morning where the silence feels like company rather than absence. In the moment you look at an old version of your life and feel not nostalgia, but something quietly resembling gratitude. For the lessons, yes, but more than that, for the distance. Jung said that individuation, the process of becoming fully oneself, is never finished. But there are moments when it crystallizes, when you catch a glimpse of the person you have been slowly, invisibly assembling through every loss, every silence, every moment of nameless exhaustion and irrational longing. And in that glimpse, everything makes sense. Not the tidy, logical sense the mind prefers, the deeper sense, the kind that lives in the body, in the breath, in the sudden and absolute recognition that you are, finally, completely, irreversibly, more yourself than you have ever been. The life shift no one sees coming is not an event. It is an emergence. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't ask permission. It doesn't wait until your circumstances are convenient, or your relationships are ready, or your courage is sufficient. It begins in exhaustion. It moves through silence. It surfaces in desires you cannot explain, and boundaries you can no longer ignore. It isolates you temporarily from the people who knew the previous version of you, and it delivers you, slowly, quietly, without ceremony, to yourself. Jung spent a lifetime studying this process, and his conclusion was both simple and staggering. The most radical thing a human being can do is not change their circumstances. It is complete their own becoming. You are not falling apart. You are falling into place, and the person waiting on the other side of this shift, the one you are becoming in the silence, in the solitude, in the slow and sacred work of finally choosing yourself, that person has always been the point.